Okay, so if you've been following me, that I'm gonna talk about controversial things. And I was like, man, what do I talk about next? What's controversial? And I'm like, I know. Mm. And that's the word nigga. And there's like a belief that only certain people could say the word nigga. Like, I'm of the belief that you say whatever you want, man. Even if it is in a racial, come from a racial point of view. Because I'm like I'm not like saying I'm pro-racist, but I understand that there's racist people out there, and if they wear it on their sleeves, I kind of like knowing that, because that way I know not to mess with you, or like I don't have to pretend to be cool with you, because I know what you're about, and I don't want to be associated with you. So I don't have a problem with people saying it, if it's in any capacity, whether it's and if it comes from like a good like good intentions or bad intentions. I could care less. And so growing up, I went to an elementary school where it was like half black, half Mexican Americans. And everyone said the word nigga. And when I went to middle school, I went to a mainly white school, and I remember there was like this one black kid, and he was real hood, and every other word was nigga, and he goes, nigga, give him up, nigga this, nigga that, and this one white kid goes, you can't call me that, I'm not black. He goes, nigga, shut the hell up. And I was laughing my ass off. And I don't know, growing up, it was a thing though that white people couldn't say this word to an extent, because they were, Mexicans, we just got a pass, because I don't know, they know that I guess we're cool just because of where we come from. And so all the Mexicans said the word nigga, and or all the hood Mexicans, rich Mexicans, or which that's not even a thing. Let's be honest. Mexicans like straight from down south, they barely even spoke English, so they're not even saying any slang. But there were some white people that used to say the word nigga, and they were hood. Like, there was no issue, because it wasn't fake. Like, it is who they was, man. They dressed like everybody else in the hood, so they talked like everybody else in the hood. That's how they were. They weren't pretending to be something that they weren't. They were like and so like I never saw a problem with it with people who weren't black saying the word nigga. It's like I wouldn't see problems with somebody who was not, Mexican American saying stuff like, "What's up, Holmes? What's up, SA?" If that's how they talk all the time, then I don't see an issue with it. If they were white or black or whatnot. But if that's not how they actually talk, and they're saying it like almost like disrespectful, like, oh, look at this vato over here. Hey, what's going on, SA? What's going on, Holmes? It's like almost like, hey man, you want to start something or what? Then I got a problem with it. It's like if you're like doing it as a disrespectful way. So it all comes down to it is, are you doing it to be disrespectful or not? That's really what the issue. I really don't think it comes down to the color of your skin or anything. Because even if you was black, a black person could say this word as a disrespectful way. Like, let's say if you were like a rich, preppy black who came from like super privilege, and you started throwing like the word nigga as an insult to people in the hood, like, oh yes, oh like look at them niggas over there. You know, it's like saying it like in this disrespectful, like you're better than they are. So I don't really think it comes down to skin. I think it comes down to culture, like if that's how you was raised. And let me take this back too, because a lot of people don't know. The word nigga obviously comes from the word nigger, and the word nigger is derived from Latin. I speak well, I don't speak Latin, but I learned Latin just because I was always trying to learn a different language, and since Spanish comes from Latin, I figured it might be easy to learn it. Although when I studied it, I understood that nobody really speaks it except for maybe Catholic priest. That's like the last dying bit of people who speak it. But the majority of the world, nobody speaks it. And I learned like the vocabulary, colors, numbers. You know, I'm just trying to simple phrases, just to become more educated. And that's when I saw the word nigger on there. I was like, what? And I was like, well, it makes sense, you know, because in Spanish, black is negro. Again, it's not black person or anything. It just means black. It means like este control es negro. This control is black. You know, it doesn't mean anything. And so I noticed one time when I was watching this documentary on Vice. They were in Colombia, and the dude said something like, "Hey, yeah," and this black guy, and this and that, but he didn't say it in a bad tone or anything. He just said, you know, the dude's black. And then on the subtitles, they put, yeah, and this nigger is blah blah blah, and they put it in a way like almost like a racist way. It's like like the word nigger is now used as like a racist way, you know, and this is because slave owners and people back in the day, I don't know why they took the Latin word for it, and like, and again, it wasn't even their language, you know. It's like just saying black. Black in itself is not a bad word. Like this green behind me is black, you know, or calling someone, hey, that person's black. It shouldn't be a bad word. Also, the word Negro, like you'll hear a lot of civil rights activists say the word Negro. Negro comes from the Spanish word negro. They mispronounce it, you know. Anywho, that's just a brief history on the word. It doesn't mean anything but the word black, and it's been made to have like a different meaning, like a connotative meaning. Like the definition of it just means black. It doesn't mean black person, black anything. It just means black. And in a lot of languages, the word nigger, it's like modified, but it, like in Spanish is negro. In French, I don't know. My French isn't that good. It might be Niger, maybe. But it comes from that root word, and it doesn't mean anything. You know, it's not a bad word, and I never saw it as a bad word. And like again, it's all on the tone, on how you're using it. So I want to react to this clip of the Boondocks. I saw this when I was in high school, and I remember I didn't know that it's from an actual case, like an actual it happened in actual real life. Like a lot of things, the Boondocks, a lot of episodes that they made were from actual stuff, and I always thought that was hilarious. Like when I found out. Okay.
It's a derogatory racial remark that has divided people for many years.
And a J. Edgar Hoover elementary teacher has now been suspended over calling a student the N-word. Stacey Renee investigates what happened and why.
And what did he say specifically to you?
He said, sit down, nigga.
Riley Freeman is a third grade student at J. Edgar Hoover Elementary.
Also, if you never watched this before, Riley is like he's pretending like he's offended and all this. he's usually like a really bad kid.
Elementary school, he's a basketball player, an avid reader, and one day hopes to spread his philosophy through rap music. He was in class when he had a verbal exchange with his teacher, Joe Petto. But Mr. Petto said it was Riley who used the N-word first.
So I told him to take his seat, and here comes this barrage of insults. I mean, some of the words I've never even heard before, and I was just stunned. And I said, well, sit down, nigga. I just repeated the insult back to him because that's what I've been trained to do.
That is not what he's been trained to do.
School Superintendent Donald Richards.
I just gotta stop there. That white teacher, like, he just, not this dude, the other one, the one that said it, it just reminds me of like some nerdy white teachers that I had, you know. And like I said, like I could see from this, like he's not being racist. He's just like, I guess, like fed up with the BS. Like, especially if you ever been being a teacher in the hood. Fuck that shit. Oh man, I went to a hood school, high school. It's man, you see teachers fight students. It's well, we didn't have like mass shootings, but it was some, I don't know, like the shit that will go back and forth.
Says all teachers are taught to use appropriate hyphenated euphemisms instead of racial slurs.
We have a very strict policy against teachers using the N-word or any other racially insensitive words. The district's policy is that teachers should always say N-word instead of the actual N-word, or S-word instead of saying the actual S-word.
What is the S-word?
Well, I don't want to say it.
Spick?
No, spear chucker.
Spear chucker?
Yes, see, we would encourage our teachers to say S-word instead of spear chucker.
I would have asked him, what is this N-word that you speak of?
And how often do you have a problem with faculty saying spear chucker to students?
We don't. That's what I'm saying. They would say S-word.
But Riley Freeman denies he used the N-word first.
He said I used the word before, but I didn't. I wouldn't use that word ever. That word hurts people.
Mr. Petto claims the version of nigger ending in ger is the racial slur, but that he was using a different version of the word ending in ga. That means the same as buddy or best pal. He insists that he was using the friendly version of the N-word to better relate to Riley.
Honestly though, that's what people say, like the with the he said it with the ER versus A. Technically the word nigger is not a bad word, like I said, especially if it's part of your language, although nowadays nobody speaks Latin. And like if you were reading Latin text and that word came up, like, they were racist, you know. I'm like, no man, read the sentence and see what the context is, you know. And I don't think the word in itself, like I said, like it just means black. So but I do see the tone in it, because you could say the word black in English and it could be like seen, you know, like racist, like, oh, look at all these blacks around here, you know. That again, that word is not a bad word, but the way they're saying it, you know. And you can say about any word, you know. It's how much emphasis and like, look at all these cowboys around here, you know, man. There's just a lot of, oh man, look at all these cowboys, you know. You be careful around these cowboys, you know. Let me play.
Use the word, I admit it. I thought there was a difference between nigger and nigga. I thought I understood this whole thing, but I guess I don't. I need help. Whenever I hear the rappers, they say, nigga! It's in all the music. Look.
Oh.
Rap songs that you...
Oh yes, that's funny, because I was like to watch white people when the word nigga's gonna come on a song. I'm like, I wonder if they're gonna say it or they're gonna chicken out.
The word nigga in a positive way. There's tons of them. Look, real nigga roll call. Niggas bleed. Jigga my nigga. Niggas for life. Real niggas don't die. Shame on a nigga. Suck a nigga. Ain't no nigga.
The school is investigating the incident, but in the meantime, Mr. Petto has been put on unpaid leave.
I just couldn't believe it because nobody ever called me a nigger before.
And how did it make you feel?
Like I was less than a person.
What I don't understand is that if it's so offensive to them, then why do they say it over and over again?
So Riley said the N-word before you did that morning.
He says it every morning. He calls me nigga. He calls the other kids nigga. He calls himself nigga all the time.
Hey, look at this. That dude smoking inside. I never caught that before.
Nigga this, nigga that, nigga please, bitch nigga, nigga, have you lost your mind? Nigga, check that hoe. Nigga, you bullshitting. Break yourself, nigga. He says it so much I don't even notice it anymore. Last week in lunch, Riley says to a classmate, can a nigga borrow a french fry? And my first thought wasn't, oh my God, he said the word, the N-word. It was, now how is a nigga gonna borrow a fry? Nigga, is you gonna give it back? I'm telling you, my inside voice didn't talk like that before he got in my class.
Now, this deal includes damages to Freeman's, plus a very generous donation to the Reverend Rollo Goodlove Jambalaya of Justice League. Have mercy.
Hey, come here. Look at this. This nigga must be crazy.
He's like, I'm about to get paid. And white man, I think in the episode, they're like, yes, a white man just called us the N-word. We about to get paid. Yeah. I don't think they got paid in this episode. Yeah, but no, what do you think on the N-word, nigga? Do you say it? Honestly, me, nowadays, I don't live, I don't really associate with a lot of hood people anymore, and therefore I don't really say the word anymore. I'm more of a trying to live in a business setting. I mean, right now I'm in an office, and I'm trying to move away from the hood. I still live in the hood, but I don't associate with anybody in there. I mean, I live there, but I go straight from my home to work and back, and there are very few people that I do associate every now and then that I cross paths. I mean, it's brief conversations, and like it's not a part of my vocabulary, just because it's not I don't know, it's not that culture, that lifestyle is not a part of me anymore. I'm just more of a actually I don't associate with people anymore. I'm for the most part, and I'm almost trying also not to use profanity in everyday's speech because of career opportunities. Like when I left the military, it's really hard not to have every other word be a curse word, because that's how you normally talk, like in your work setting, and it's hard to kind of pause and be more politically correct. And I know with YouTube, slowly I'm working on not saying certain words, not even just curse words, but I gotta not say, that like it rhymes with grape juice, but not the juice part. And I don't know, just unalived themselves, just certain words that are like, oh man, I can't even say this word because I'll get demonetized. I mean, I'm not even monetized yet, but I'm working towards that. But yeah, I don't say this anymore unless I was like in a hood setting. I've have a couple people that I still talk to very rarely that say this like a part of their everyday life. They're like they're older. They're like in their freaking 50s and 60s, but they were born in the hood and they never stopped being hood, and that's how they talk, But I feel like say what you want to say, it's your life. And if somebody wants to say it differently, let them say it differently. You do you. They can do them. I mean, if they put their hands on you, then you can, let them know how you really feel. But I don't know. You say whatever you want to say. That's my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Yep, that's it for today.